Everybody get up.
Hey, wake up. Wake up.
Get up.
Everybody wake up. Wake up. We got some things to do.
GM. Hand rising.
Hey.
Hey, Empress.
Hey. Good morning. Okay, I got some oil on my pants. Y'all just gonna get this oil today, alright? That's the morning I'm having. Can you see? Look at me. Crazy. Hey. Hey. And we about to do it again. Wake up. It's a new morning. Hey. Wake up. It's a new morning. Hey. We about to do it again.
It's Monday, y'all, and guess what? We got the demon on the run again.
Hey. Hey. We got the demon on the run again.
We
I'm
are
acting like a hooligan. The demon on the run again. Hey. I'm here acting like a hooligan. Hey. Good morning. Hey. Wake up. Hey. Wake up. Hey, Antoinette. Hey. All praise to the Most High. All praise to the Most High. All praise to the Most High. Yahweh.
What's your zodiac sign?
Hey. Hey. Aries and Taurus. Gemini and Cancer. Hey. What's your zodiac sign? Hey. We got Aries and Taurus. And shout out to them Geminis. Cancer and Leo. We can't forget the Virgos. Hey. I said, what's your zodiac sign? We got Libra and Scorpio. And shout out to them Saggies. Hey.
Happy birthday to a Sag.
Hey. Hey. Happy birthday to them Saggies. Hey. You know we love them Saggies. Hey. Happy birthday to the Saggies. Hey. 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 Capricorn Aquarius. Hey. Are we looking for the Pisces? Hey. What's your zodiac sign? Hey. Hey. Good morning. I'm trying to thaw. Oh, I'm still asleep. Wake up. Wake up. Hey. Good morning. Good morning. Hey. Hey. Good morning. Hey guys.
Hey, y'all.
Hope you guys are doing well in good energy, good spirits, and attracting the life you desire because it's your birthright, okay? We're coming through with another live for you guys. Make sure you take the message, how it resonates in your life. Tell a friend to tell a friend. And don't forget, if you love the video, to share the video out, run the video up, and leave us a comment.
Right. We feeling all right this morning, Empress B. How you doing over there?
Doing all right. I'm trying to thaw out a little bit.
We was on your page going through your videos.
Oh yeah, your cute little Army brands, Navy brand stuff. I was like, oh, she's adorable.
This is why I see a man cut the rug for some seafood.
Oh, right. I want some of that seafood. He was good.
Cut the rug for some seafood.
I know wasn't love like this before. Yo better got his seafood.
He must have had some shrimps. He put some shrimp on that
Yo
plate.
put the Louisiana smackdown on.
Yo was back there like that. I never
Had
knew
love like this before.
I thought he was popping for a minute. I thought he
Yo was getting to it. What you make him?
How y'all feeling? Hope y'all doing well out there, right?
Y'all see me. I just woke up and we thugging it down. Got a little bit of oil on my pants. And we just naturally. Alright. It just is what it is.
So downloads this morning, right? First of all, we are not responsible for what people think about us.
Yeah, that's true. My husband had to tell me that this morning.
Let me explain something to you, Soul Tribe. You're very sensitive. So you can pick up projections from others, you can pick up inflections from others, you can pick up reflections from others, right? So when you're dealing with a person, right, and you just being your authentic self, you know, you keeping everything righteous, it's not your fault if people decide to switch their opinion of you or throw projections onto you. It's not on you to receive none of it. Don't take on that energy. You're not responsible for what people come up with. The only thing you're responsible for is looking after you, the ones you love, staying in alignment, being on course, being on task, you know, sticking to your purpose. This is the thing that's going to cause you not to be a sluggard. We were just reading about a sluggard. A sluggard is a lazy, unmotivated person. But also a sluggard is a person that sit back and take on all the energy of other people to the point where it hold them up. Whereas though you feel what they thinking, okay, so what? Move out anyway. What they thinking ain't real. What they projecting ain't your reality. You know, I was reading something earlier about Job, right? When Job went under judgment, it was like four different people, right? I think the one person name was Elishu, right? Well, it was four people speaking on Job's name, right? They were speaking on his name, just like they do nowadays. When Job lost everything, they start speaking on his name. Oh, Job
Where's your
lost this
God?
because Job was doing something he was in the dark doing something. But Elisha was like, nah, maybe Job's suffering because it's divine purpose. Because Elisha could see that Job's suffering was divine purpose, divinity blessed him, cursed the other three that was running their mouth. Right? And that's the same way it goes now. That when people get to speaking on you and you in divine purpose and you after your divine calling, man, listen. They bringing the fire down on their own self. Let people speak and say what we about, y'all, is not feeding into the projections of others. Let's make this week all about that. If nothing else, make this a week where you don't take on the energy that people send towards you.
So let me ask you something. How do you deal with people when you are an energy reader and you're dealing with a person that can't be direct, but you can read exactly what's going on?
Well, you have to always show compassion, right? Just because you're blessed with the gift of foresight or you can read somebody, that don't mean you gotta read them and tell them. Like you gotta use.
What if you don't tell them, but you just know?
You know, well, I mean, you're the person with the gift. So if you want to make it easier for yourself, maybe find a common ground, draw them in, and have a conversation about it. But trust and believe is not going to affect nobody but you because you're the one with the gift. You're the one that read the energy. You're the one. So it's on you to decide what to do with it. But one thing I can say is you cannot expect people to see where you see it, even about themselves. Like when you're an energy reader and you see something about a person, first you have to determine how is it going to affect this person if I tell them, right? Some people so far wrapped up inside themselves that they can't change. So you gotta be discerning. You don't want to go fighting. It says choose your battle wisely. So you don't want to go try to change somebody that's determined not to change. But what you can do, right, is adjust your energy. If you're saying something about somebody and they're not revealing it, turn the energy on yourself and do the work. I see this person. Maybe they don't see themselves. Maybe they trying to hide. But because I see them, I'm gonna move accordingly. I'm not saying pretend like you don't see them, but what if you telling them what you see do damage to them? You gotta discern it, right? Some things are better left unsaid, right? So we're not responsible for the way that people feel. We're responsible for staying in alignment, staying on point, and being on our purpose. And if that offend people, you know, sorry but not sorry. Sorry but not sorry. I mean, you don't want to walk around with arrogance and play the role of a scoffer. You know, a scoffer is a person that feel like they just know everything. They ain't willing to do no work. They go against religions. They always got something to say about everybody else. They're not really trying to help people. They're trying to spread confusion. That's what a scoffer does. A scoffer. They spread confusion and dissension. So you don't want to do that with your gift, right? But you don't want to let, you know, the opinion of others weigh you down either. Right? So that was a download, y'all.
Message. I heard Corey. My name is Lala. And my husband's name is Harv.
Uncle Harv, baby.
Uncle Harv and Auntie Lala. That's our name.
Auntie Lala, or the Hierophant and the High Priest.
Yeah.
You know?
That's us. That be us. That be us.
Just in case you want to read that energy, right?
What's your name? What's your name?
Hey,
What's
Pots
up?
and Knives.
Hey, hey. Good morning.
I'm going to start calling you PTM. Hey, PTM, good morning. Never knew love like this before. We need 2 backup dancers. We're going to do a video. We gonna. I never knew love like this before. We're going to outdo Empress B.
I don't know. He danced pretty
Okay,
hard for that
Miss
seafood.
Okay, Miss Veronica.
Hey, Veronica.
Do they call you Ronnie?
Where you see Veronica at?
Veronica. I once knew Veronica. We used to call her Ronnie, though.
Hey.
They call you Ronnie? Okay, Ronnie. I feel like it's gonna be like an awkward kind of week, but a good week, you know? There could be some strange things happening. Okay? Good things though, you know, I'm not speaking negative. I'm speaking like, you know, high vibrational things that are strange. You know, maybe even miraculous kind of energy. That's what I feel. Like, I don't know. Greetings, goddess. You carry the name Hathor. That's a big name, Hathor. Okay. What's up? How are you this morning? You asked our name and then got quiet. Where you go? Hey, y'all. Touch me with a heart of gold. We got high vibes coming out with 11/11 this morning. November 11th could be your birthday. You could be born in November, or you could just be vibing very high. Positive energy, okay? This is like good energy, goodness, change, optimism, joy, hope, message, good news, expression, and high vibe, okay? Work with what you have, and it will get you places. Count your blessings and acknowledge your dear ones. You will find inspiration and figure out a way forward. You might also be getting some good news. Remember I said it's like something's going to be awkward or miraculous or something this week? I can feel it. I don't know. There's some good news about something. You could be waiting to hear back about something. Someone's going to receive an answer here. Okay? Something about the way you express yourself is very important this week as well. Okay? Making sure that you express yourself in a way that represents you. You know, not a way that represents other people. Because sometimes we allow people to get us out of character, right? And I feel like this week is very important. Your expression, the way you hold your face, the way you express yourself, the way you communicate. I feel like all of these things are very important. Okay? Good news and change. Right now. Right now. 11/11 is right now. Right now. That's my right now. Right now. Right now. Make a wish. 11/11. Okay?
Let's see. Cock blocking. Okay. I don't know. So I feel like there could be someone in the background trying to block something, but you know, you can't block a cock that you ain't getting. Something like that, you know. I feel like there's someone who maybe at one point they were in the way, okay? But I feel like, you know, whatever it is, it can't get in the way anymore. You know, high vibes, optimism. You change something so something's not able to disturb your peace of mind or something like that. You could have literally blocked someone's number. You could have moved from a location or something like that. But I feel like whatever you did to change, it brings your spirit up. Okay.
You know, as she said, cock blocking. I'm working on something, and I've been writing a few things down, and my memory took me right there, so I'm gonna touch on it. As far as cock blocking, I've been picking up on a lot of destiny swap energy and a lot of root chakra binding energy. Now, destiny swap energy is aimed at the upper chakras, the crown, the heart, the solar, and root chakra binding is aimed at the lower chakras. And for people who undergo spell work or spell attack, the destiny swap, sometimes it happens when you're a child. That's the most powerful destiny swap. Or sometimes you're just an adult with childhood. When you have childishness about you, it makes it easier for the destiny swap to stick to you. And then root chakra bonding is like, um, I'm feeling, because root chakra bonding oftentimes involves indulgence or addictions. And people work with the spirit of addiction. And that's like, that's one of the major things that the collective go through is the root chakra attacks, where you constantly being revisited by things you're trying to break away from and things you're trying to over, but they seem to always be present in your life. It could be that, you know, you undergoing attacks in your root chakras, right? Um, right here, my reading says detach, and it's being clarified by enlightenment. You letting go of something is what's bringing you, not letting go from it, because it says let go out here too. But this detachment is basically pulling yourself away from things that are familiar with your energy, like relationships with people, maybe brotherhoods or sisterhoods that you are part of, covenants, churches, mass jigs, movements, organizations. Well, I feel like the minute that you detach from that, enlightenment begin to rest upon you. And a lot of time that's what happens. Sometimes, y'all, we so involved with so many things that enlightenment can't reach us. Right? And a lot of these things are distractions, right? We become attached to distractions. And the minute that we begin to let them go, in enlightenment, because you're creating a void. You understand? When you got something and it's blocking up your energy, cock blocking you, right? When you got blockages in your energy, sometimes it's good to just assess everything that you're connected to. Because the blockages a lot of time definitely can be pinpointed by something that you connected to. In other words, what's blocking you can definitely be something that you're holding on to. And maybe you realize that, so you detach from it. So I feel like somebody, you know, your enlightenment is kicking in. Um, and it says, acknowledge, cherish, protect your relationships well. So this acknowledgement is just spirit reminding you to guard what you have. Like your relationships, they're important, especially the ones that God gave. So I feel like somebody could easily be disconnected from people, places, and things that block you, and getting yourself in alignment with relationships that help you grow, relationships that help you, you know, build yourself up. And it says cherish. And this is definitely talking about the people. Don't overlook people that are valuable to you, right? Because a good friend, when you mistreat a good friend, you end up losing. And that's not something that we aim to do. Like, we want to keep all of the people that God send our way from here on out. You know, we detaching from things that kept us stagnant, but we definitely embracing the newness of life. So when people come into your life, right, all that no new friends, we not Drake over here, right? We don't promote that. no new friends over here. That's foolishness. That's the old paradigm. The paradigm has shifted. Now, because some of these new people, they old people to you. You understand? If you in the mode of not understanding what your soul, what's your soul's rhythm, your soul, once you strengthen your soul, it begins to bring you in relationships from past lives, people that are connected to you, and they are in your predestination, meaning you was connected to some of these people that you don't know before you was even born, because they are part of your destiny. So when you run into those type of people, cherish them. If you have those type of people, cherish them. And then, last but not least, honor yourself by letting go. And this is for my people who holding on to things that are causing you to be shit. It's causing you to be. It's causing you to be in an energy of dishonor, right? What do we hold on to that dishonors us? People that don't know how to treat us. Let them go. Things that we, um, things that cause us to take away from ourselves. Right? You know how you might have a thing you involved in, and from an energetic level, you always pouring into it, but it's never pouring back into you. That's dishonor. There's nothing honorable about you constantly giving your energy and never being replenished, or never being equal give and take. So you don't have to stand for that. If you're in a situation where, because I'm telling you, the enemy will wring you ragged. A narcissist will suck you dry. The narcissist will suck you dry, and you ever, I'm getting a visual of the narcissist. You ever had a cup of juice or a bottle of juice or something, and it's gone, but you got a little bit of drops, so you just hold it up, you just trying. That's how a narcissist will do your life. They drink every drop out of you and still hold you up like a bottle. They get the last little bit out of you until there's nothing left. So if you stay in that situation, you're dishonored. It's dishonor. Letting it go is honorable. Let's learn how to honor ourselves. Let go. Some things are best let go and let the universe work it out in this divine time. Even control. Let go of your need to control. Honor yourself.
I got January 20th, February 18th, July 23rd, and August 22nd. This could be your birthday or significant here. Okay? Take an unusual path. We have take an unusual path. Okay? We have an offer here. Innovate, unique, and open mind. So I guess Spirit is saying, God is saying, be open-minded to an offer here. Someone could be trying to offer you something. This could be a very unique offer.
Looks like a good offer.
Okay, it does. It looks like something that you really need to be open-minded about. Maybe you could be expecting something one way, but maybe the offer comes in a different way or something like that. Okay. But I feel like this is high vibrational. I feel like I don't know. I feel like I want to say help is here. Okay, so I don't know if someone wants to help and assist you or whatever it is, but be open-minded. We also have step into the spotlight, and then we have threatening, intimidating, threatened, and bothered. So I don't know. Someone could be intimidated because you're more confident, ambitious. You're showing up as a leader. Not only are you calling yourself a leader, but like you're literally showing up and you are a leader. Something like that. Somebody's really doing what they say they do, or something like that. Somebody's really living how they say they do. And I feel like it can have someone feeling very intimidated, okay?
Or some persons.
Okay, yeah. It has people very intimidated, I feel like people are very threatened, they're bothered. I feel like a lot of people are also intimidated by your confidence, because at one point, I feel like you maybe needed a lot of people around, or you felt like you needed a lot of confirmation from people, or whatever it is, you needed the okay from people, but someone's so confident in what they're doing right now and so ambitious about what they're doing, it's literally making someone else feel threatened. Okay, it could be a community of people, friends, family, lover, whoever it is. Someone is like, you're so confident that, I don't know, you stepped into a spotlight and people can see you. Maybe your ambition wasn't on display at one point or something like that.
They couldn't see you.
They couldn't see you, right? But now I feel like you're in the spotlight here, okay? Very intimidating. You know, I feel like it's also intimidating because, you know, people didn't think that you would be in the spotlight. You know how you did things in your life that you're not so proud of? So because you did a few things that you're not so proud of, people thought that you would just lay down on the back and be quiet and go away. They didn't know that God would come through and restore you and elevate you and, you know, give you the confidence to speak again. Because some of you guys did some things where, you know, you kind of got quiet because you felt bad about the things you did, some shame, some guilt, some of these kind of things. But I feel like right now, whoever you are, your confidence is on 1,000.
You know, I'm really feeling an energy. And I'm gonna explain it, right? This card has sparked so much thought, and my intuition is on fire right now. Why are you threatening, right? Why are you intimidating? Why are people threatening? Why are they bothered? Because, first of all, when God had you cloaked, when your energy was cloaked, nobody could see who you really were. So because they couldn't see who you really were, they thought your decline was you on the way to your end. Because they saying you slip up, they saying you fall. So in their mind, just like the three guys with Job, they thought that they knew what God was doing with your life. So they begin to speak out. They begin to set narratives. They begin to speak your testimony, right? So what happened? That's got them threatening. What's making you threatening? You woke up, and when you awaken, you switched your energetic field because the minute you woke up, God took the cloak off. You ever seen somebody with a cloak on? You can't see who they are under the cloak. Cloaks be having a hood and everything. God took the cloak off you spiritually, right? So of course you're threatening now. People wondering what you're gonna do. People wondering, it's just like me. They wondering what you're gonna expose. Everything. Everything. Why? Because it's your duty. It's your duty. You don't mean to do it, but your energy is so authentic that the minute you open up, the minute you start speaking, they want you to stop. Big old humiliation ritual, right? Everybody's watching. Everybody's looking. Everybody that does you wrong is threatened. Everybody that done God wrong in regards to you is threatened now. Because now they realize, oh man, we done messed around and messed with God's daughter or God's son. And see, with that, is nothing that you can do to change things. You don't have the ability nor the authority to undo what has been done. And that's the sad part about it. Because yes, some people want to get things that they don't deserve because they chose to be in with other people. And that's where you get it the worst. See, they're like if I follow somebody and they leading me to destruction, I'm gonna reach destruction before they is possibly. I'm gonna go right. I'm gonna lead myself right to destruction, following behind somebody that's headed for destruction. And that's what a lot of people did when they came up against you, and whatever way they chose to, because they just could not see that God was unveiling your life. God was the author of your life, right? The Alpha and the Omega of your days is the Most High. And that's something that people don't want to accept because your ways are different. Your ways are too authentic. You being accused of this, you being accused of that. But all of that is because your energy is threatening, righteous threatening, righteously set, right? A threat to negativity. You be careful too, you know, because people could have their hands on weapons, and I don't feel like God is going to allow none of it to prosper, but it's forming, right? You probably got some people somewhere clutching their little toolios and I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, but they ain't gonna do nothing because fact remains when you are a seed of the Most High and you chosen, people can plot all day, but I guarantee you, in the history of your life, every plot that was formed against you, the bottom fell out of it. If you was a fly on the wall in some of these people's homes, You will see them saying, man, is they real? Like, why every time we do something towards them, it don't work? Some people like, man, I ain't messing with them no more. Look at my life. Ever since I started messing with that person, now look at my life. Yeah, they becoming aware because your ancestors, spirit team, they letting it be known. Yeah, the reason why these things is happening is because somebody chose to come against a chosen one, star seed, child of God, however you want to see it. As for the reading, it says growing, telepathy. This is somebody's gift enlarging, growing to the point of telepathy. This is a lot of mental activity. You could be communicating with your significant other without words, right? You could be picking up on what people are saying without even saying anything. There's a certain amount of telepathy in you that's growing.
We use it all the time.
All the time.
We have telepathic moments all the time.
It's a gift that comes to you as you begin to awaken and you begin to tap into energy that's ancient in your vessel. Things begin to come alive. Telepathy is definitely one thing that will go online. You will find yourself, the people that you close to and you bond with, you will feel yourself really. Telepathy is much deeper, right? Telepathy is communication, like mental. Ain't a word gotta be said, but everything is being said. Have faith, and then yes, trust in your intuition. Look at that. Then I just tell you, somebody gifts are growing. It says have faith, yes, trust in your intuition. So you're definitely increasing. You are increasing. Yes, yes, Keisha, it is felt in your soul. Definitely. And then it says, last but not least, new experiences and moment. You know, life is nothing but a series of put together moments. Mm-hmm. So I feel like with this new experience and moments, is just new things unfolding in your energetic field. That's what got them threatening Barbara too. Because you done messed around and unlocked some levels in yourself, right? And because you unlock some levels in yourself, right, you like that brought like degrees of separation once you unlock them levels. Because people starting to realize, oh man, I'm not on their level. I mean, as mad as I don't like them, as bad as I wanted them, I'm just not on their level. Like somebody a reader, they like, how do you do that? Like, how are you reading? So when you do something that they can't do, you know what they do, right? You're working with the devil. So get ready for that. Because the minute you start working in the spirit realm in a way that's above other people, oh, you automatically working for the devil. You working with the demon. Why? Because you're working with something that they can't comprehend. You're not on their level. So because you're not on their level, there is no common ground. So what do people do? They hate what they can't conquer and they fear what they don't understand. So there you go. You're working with the devil because you're not understood and you can't be conquered. So the only way to describe how you moving is to label you as demonic. Don't take on the energy. Don't even take on. I'll tell you this. 'Tis a dangerous thing to be labeling people demonic when they not. Because you know what happened? When you label somebody demonic and they not, the demonic gonna come looking for you for false charges.
So first of all, displeases the Most High.
God gonna let you know how God let that. You know how when Saul in the Bible, get a little Bible. Saul was a king in the Bible. He was anointed by God. God placed a spirit of victory over Saul. So he won all his battles. Until lo and behold, he had one battle one day with these people known as the Amalekites, right? The Amalekites was God's enemies. But when he ran up on the Amalekites, they had a lot of small women and children, right? So the Most High said, slay everything moving. But the reason why God said it was because he knew that the children would grow up. So God told Saul, slay everything. Saul said, I'm not doing it because he couldn't comprehend it. And when he didn't do it, God took his spirit from him and put an evil spirit on him, right? And that's what happens a lot of time with people when they come against divine star seeds, children of the Most High, right? If they got any light in them, it's stripped from them. And then they got to resonate with darkness because why they won't leave it alone? Too many accusations put you in a place of darkness anyway. That's why we advise people don't be accusing nobody of nothing. If you don't have facts about it, don't speak on it. Spirit realm is real. You don't want to accuse people of things and then you tormented by the same things you're accusing people of dealing with. They'll come and torment your life. Just for speaking out in spiritual areas, we ain't got no business doing that. Some people's life. Some people's lives are real. When people got that stamp on them, it's not a game. You can fool around on this plane and think it's a game if you want. Some people they connected. When the readers and the ministers and everybody tell you leave certain people alone, you gotta leave certain people alone because the minute you mess with them, it changes the whole fate of your existence. You alter your own karma. God forbid, I don't want no karma coming at me because I chose to get into it with a star seed. I don't want that type of karma on me. People, ancestors coming to toss you in the middle of the night. It's happening to people now. People in their home, things moving around, cars riding off the road, tires flying off of cars, people getting mysterious sicknesses. All of these things is happening because people chose to keep on fooling around with the foolery.
Somebody, I don't know, something. I just heard SZA, broken clocks. All I got is these broken something. I can't even think of it. Okay. Okay. I don't know. Broken clocks. We got on schedule and healing. So your healing is on schedule. Okay. Now I don't know if you have a clock that's like, I don't know if you need a battery for your watch or something like that. But we got on schedule and healing. Your healing is on schedule. Okay. Some of you guys are like, well, why didn't I start this journey earlier? Because you started it exactly when you were supposed to. Okay. You had to go through that last hard thing so that you could really understand who the Most High was. Because if you wouldn't have gone through some of these situations, you wouldn't have had to call on God, right? So in order to keep you in position, you had to go through certain things, but your healing is right on time. We got healing, releasing, purifying, and cleansing. Okay? Unwavering dedication and attention to detail is the key.
True.
Okay? So, I remember when we first started doing this, my husband was so on me about paying attention to the details. Because y'all know I'm a Sagittarius. So, like, I'm not the most girliest girl. I'm not the most pay attention to every little detail. He's a Libra. So, that's the balance of it. But right now, I feel like it's very important. The details are key in a situation. See, missing one little detail in something could really derail a thing. It says keep going, steps, and take care. You're on schedule, okay? I don't know if like you've been late to a lot of things lately, but I feel like something is changing. A lot of times when you don't like a job, you can tell because you'll start showing up late.
Yep.
It's like you start showing up later and later. You start missing days, things. Everything is happening how it should be. Okay. Now I could be talking about things that led up to this healing. Okay. Some of you guys could have gone through a lot before you got to this stage. But I feel like there's someone, you are really releasing things. I'm talking about, like my husband was saying, the projections from others, right? Because you are empathetic. You are, you are a person that telepathy comes easy to you. You can literally read people without them speaking. You can speak to people without having to say a word, and I feel like whoever you are, you're releasing it. Like I'm literally, I don't know if someone's having a balloon release because I'm literally seeing something like go off in the air. Okay. Keep going. Perfect timing. Some of you guys are like, well, why didn't I start this journey earlier? And God said, because This is perfect timing. You are on schedule. Okay. Some of you guys are even early to your shift, you know? Some of you guys don't even understand this is just the beginning, just the peak, just the, you have only touched the surface of a thing.
Tip of the iceberg.
Okay.
Tip of the iceberg.
Yeah. So keep going. It takes time, one step at a time, and take care of yourself on the journey. Okay, it's a journey. Healing is a process. You'll never be completely healed, but we are healing. It's a process. We got divine feminine out here with the moon energy. Somebody could be healing their feminine energy. When you walk around all day having to be a woman that always has to be in masculine energy, meaning maybe you live alone, you don't have a partner, maybe you could be dominant or whatever it is. I feel like that softness could have been lost a little bit, and now someone's like, I'm finding my softness back. Like, I don't have to be so hard. I don't have to be so angry. I don't have to be so upset. I don't have to agree with everything. Like, you're releasing a lot here. Okay.
That's good that you stop sleeping, because when you fall into the habit of sleeping, you setting yourself up for poverty to overtake you.
Mm-hmm.
When you sleep a lot, you're actually designing your own poverty. And it says that when you sleep, poverty will come and it will ascend upon you and it will overtake you.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good that you're not sleeping and that you're getting up and being active, right? You're fighting back against a great energy, because one of the major princes in the hellfire is the prince of laziness, the demon of laziness and slowfulness, right? I don't even want to say his name. But that demon, you simply fight him by getting active.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a violent demon. The demon of laziness is not violent. It comes in very subtle, but it's very evil. So when you get up and become active, you're going to get some energy. Remember, it takes energy to get energy. Like I say, you got to spend money to get money, but you got to spend energy to get energy, so spend it wisely. Like, work out. Working out, you know how you do? When you work out, what do? You gain more energy. Because you spent your energy wisely. You put time into working out, next thing you know, in a week or two, you got more energy because you used your energy to get more energy. Some people take their energy and squander it, right? So use your energy wisely. Energy. Money is energy. Time is energy. All of these are forms of energy. And when you want to get, it takes energy to get energy. So use your energy wisely, like you use your money wisely, right? You take your money, you invest it, you make a flip, you re-up, you make a flip, you're using your energy. Same way with your energy of life. You feel sluggish, you feel get up, move around. All right. Now your reading saying food is definitely energy. Potential admiration. A lot of people around you admire you, and you might not understand that it's people that actually look at you and they see the potential in you. Not only that, they see you getting it out of you. This is what's bringing forth admiration. All the mysterious places. When you're talking about the energy of admiration, it's so odd because sometimes admiration will manifest as hatred. Like sometimes you have I remember one time when me and my wife first got together, she had a problem with people looking at her. She looking at her. Keep looking over here, looking at me. And I had to explain to her, hey, you look good. That's the way how people admire you. They look at, and some people, they be looking at you with a broken face, like, but in their mind, they might be looking at you like that, but in their mind, they like, oh, they look good. They look real good. I wonder how I can look like them. This is what they saying on the inside. So you gotta begin to understand how admiration manifests, or you'll miss it. You gotta know when you're being admired. You know how you know when you're being admired? When you show about what you're doing. You know? Like, and this is not arrogance, right? This is awareness. Like, you got potential in you. You doing the work. You getting it out. You gotta know, yo, I'm the shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing the work. Look, if you sometimes it's sometimes it's good to have an attitude like, oh, you don't like me, something wrong with you. I'm not saying be boastful or nothing like that, but don't slice yourself either. Like you have a lot of potential, you have a lot of admirers. So now it's just about you understanding that admiration manifests in many different ways. So when you know it's admiration, you don't get so caught up on it. You don't think everybody looking at you funny or everybody plotting on you. Yeah, a lot of people might be, but it's a lot of people also laying in the cut, rooting for you, hoping that you win. It's a lot of people laying in the cut, learning from you, watching your every move. Some people won't even admit it. They do it to us. They sit here in the shadows, right? And I wonder what spirit makes available to them because that's not how God never meant for us to operate like that. Like you're supposed to identify yourself. When you get a blessing from spirit, you're supposed to identify yourself and give back, right? By way of acknowledgement, by way of a donation. But some people, they sit in the back and they just steal information, but they admire us too in your life. One thing about it, you can't steal from me what God given you. You can't steal what God has given you. You only stealing from yourself and you offending the spirit. Spirit requires that you acknowledge certain things. God, why do you think God in the church tell people confess? It's acknowledgement of your sin. That's what confession is. It's merely an acknowledgement of sin. Now, this says walk away, maze. This is basically telling you don't get involved. When people throwing smoke screens and trying to draw you into things that's confusing you, just walk away from it. Because people will start asking you all type of stupid questions and questions that hold no relevance. Like they do it sometime when we online, jump online, talk about, am I gonna meet somebody next week? I don't know.
You got somebody over here asking so crazy.
Are you gonna meet somebody next week? Right? Is my partner cheating on me? I don't know. But if you asking me are they cheating, they probably are. Right?
Somebody said.
But I walk away from the mazes. People try to put you in a maze. They'll do that in a minute. Right? They said in Spirit say in a New York minute. They'll do it. They'll have you in a maze, right?
I've been around the world and
like, people will come and ask you stuff like, why you messing with that stuff? You know you don't belong messing with that. Just walk away from that. It's not even no need to explain. Why you pulling them cards? You don't supposed to do that, right? Why you lusting? You don't supposed to do that. Why you like them songs with all them curse words? You don't supposed to do that. Why you doing them drugs? You don't supposed to do that. See that's what people do. They never come to you and be forthcoming about what they do. They want to draw you into a maze where you beat yourself up. Let's walk away from it. Let's walk away from it. And to my readers, when they come in for you, why you playing with them cards? Divination is demonic. Why are you making secular music? Why you watch X videos and porn hubs? Why you do that? See, people will come to you and put they sin on a back burner and try to put emphasis on what you doing and how wrong it is. It's a maze. Hypocrisy. Yes, Ronnie. Big hypocrisy. So you just gotta walk away. See, I'm real good at it, right? I don't even respond to it. I laugh when it come in because I can feel it I feel the energy. Like it be like hater, nah, no answer, right? After you become aware, you start answering. That's walking away. No response is a walk away. All of these things is the way you walk away in the spirit. Then it reminds me of David on the battlefield with Goliath, right? When David went down to the battlefield to battle Goliath, the Philistine giant, right? His brothers was like, David, you showing off. What you down here trying to do? You can't fight that giant. You know what David did? He was like, he just walked away from him. They were telling him what he can't do. He just turned, Bible say turned on his heel and just went that way. That's how we gotta do sometimes. When they get the, just go ahead and show them your heel. Let them talk to the back of you, spiritually and physically. Learn how to show people your backside, right? You know how they say give people your ass to kiss, right? And I'm not being vulgar or belligerent, but it's necessary. Like because there's too many of us letting people tangle us up and they web of mazes. Next thing you know, you running around questioning yourself, doubting yourself while they keep keying over there in the corner, still sinning, still doing everything worse than what you're doing and accusing you. Come on, man, walk away. Find peace with spirit.
Heard.
Peace, spirit.
Okay. I love that. You know, and it was crazy when my husband was speaking about admiration before we go. You know, admiration, you have to also understand what I learned is admiration can also turn into obsession. And I watched it firsthand. You know, we had a lady when we first started that watched us all the time. And, you know, she would send us messages and we would respond like we do. You know, we try to be as thorough as we can. And, you know, I don't know what happened, but a switch went off and she just became obsessed with us and she just started doing things that we weren't even aware. But she came to us one day and pretty much was like, you know, I'm sorry. And we're like, what are you talking about? She's like, you know, I had became obsessed with you guys and I felt like you guys weren't giving me attention. So I started doing things and you know, so that's what some people do. You know, when they admire you and they feel like you're not giving them the attention, sometimes it can cause obsession, and then people do things that they normally wouldn't do.
Mm-hmm.
So
they definitely will get upset.
She told us that on herself, on her own mouth. You know, she was like,
I've been attacking y'all.
She's like, I've been attacking y'all.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, she's like, I feel so bad. I don't know what's wrong with me. I just love y'all so much, and I felt like y'all wasn't answering me. Or I'm like, what are you talking? You know, because we were answering every message. So,
but I believe that she was blessed in that.
Yeah, you know, for being honest.
Yeah, I believe that maybe God spoke to her heart and was like, you know what I'm saying? You need to come clean, like God is doing a lot of people on your behalf, on a lot of us in the collective. God is clearly telling them, you need to go tell collective what you did. Yeah. Right? And then it get worse when your ancestors coming, because the ancestors petty, right? They, God is a different energy than ancestors. God is, God is full of mercy and grace and these wonderful things. But the ancestors, they petty. You know, when people do things to you and you wake up and you establish connection with your ancestors, they be at the people like, so what we gonna do today? We telling the truth today? And then when somebody don't want to tell the truth, the ancestors start yanking things out of place. People having financial difficulty. Things that they did in the dark are now coming to the light. Because the ancestors is constantly at them every day. What we gonna do today? We telling the truth today? Or we not telling the truth today? Okay.
That's right.
And then people be so resistant. They sitting there like, I don't know why my life is falling apart. Yes, you do. Because the ancestors letting you know that you need to speak up and talk about what you did. But since you won't, every day it's like some people can't even gain their footing. Every day they going through some type of dilemma because they haven't yet figured out God not doing this. The devil not doing this. This is ancestral. People, ancestors, once they get into it, it's crazy in life. Like it be people leaving out the house and then they come back and the stove on. And they're like, man, I know I left the stove. Yeah, but do right so these things don't keep happening.
That's true, Elizabeth. Yeah, she was very honest. She told us like she pretty much needed to confess to get it off her chest so she could move forward because she had went crazy. Like, I had noticed she was, it was driving her crazy. I had noticed she was starting to act weird or whatever. And she was like, I just love both of y'all so much. And, and I've just been doing all this stuff. And
because people going crazy right now. I'm speaking about personally.
It was a lot.
Even in my energetic field, because I feel like my life is a mere reflection of the collective life. That's how we connected. Like I go through, because we in this position, we normally go through things
First.
earlier, right? We go through things earlier, and then we speak about them, and they resonate because a lot of people are going through it. Well, in my life, it's people going crazy. They reaching out, they trying to figure out ways to reach out because they know they done things. And the ancestors warned them when they done it. Don't do that. I'm trying to tell you. Don't. People get that feeling when they doing you wrong. They sit there and be like, then they be like, I'm gonna do it anyway. But the whole time, it's the energy is there. Like, don't do it. But then now that they done it, you can't backtrack from it. Once you cross certain thresholds, you can't. That's why repentance is so powerful. But some people, they cross you so bad they gotta take it to the grave. And that's the reality of it. Some people, they will not come up off of what they done to you secretly, so don't look for it. Some people, they will literally fight. They will fight tooth and nail against forces that they can't win against.
That's right. Well, we love you guys so much. That was your morning message. Thank you for all of your love. Thank you for all of your time, your comments. Okay, we gotta go, but we'll be back later. Make sure you guys hit the bell notification so that you're notified next time we go live, so that you don't miss any videos. If you haven't already, follow the page. Okay, if you would like to be a blessing to our channel, all of our information is on the page. It does help us come through with more videos like this one. We love you guys so much, and we elemental beings.